Today, we're diving into a really beautiful part of a massive epic. It's a story that starts with a gut-wrenching loss and a king's almost endless wait, but it all leads to this incredible, miraculous reunion that literally sets a world-changing destiny into motion.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine this. King Santanu is standing on the banks of a river. He has just watched his wife, the Goddess Ganga, leave the mortal world. And she's not leaving alone. She's taking their son with her, a child born for a divine purpose. The king is just left there, totally heartbroken, with only a promise that one day his heir will be returned to him.
And this one moment, it changes absolutely everything for the king. He pretty much turns his back on his royal life, on the palace, and he enters this long period of solitude. His entire life is now defined by that memory, by what he lost right there at the river's edge. Now, what's so fascinating here is that Santanu doesn't just grieve in the normal way. He completely transforms. He pulls away from all the pleasures of being a king, and he finds this strange, quiet peace in being alone. The river Ganges becomes more than just a river to him. It's a constant reminder of his loss, but also the keeper of his one and only hope. And so, the years start to pass. And we're not talking about just a year or two. We're talking about a huge chunk of a person's life. The king just waits. And as the seasons come and go along that riverbank, the way he feels his sorrow begins to change too. For 16 years, can you imagine? 16 long years he waits. And you can see his journey here. It starts with that raw initial grief that slowly turns into a life of renunciation, which then deepens into a profound silence, and with it, a kind of wisdom. And then, right at that 16-year mark, when this waiting has become who he is, destiny finally starts to make a move.
This line just captures it perfectly, doesn't it? You see, this wasn't an empty wait. Time, just like the river itself, was working on him, transforming his pain. His sadness never really went away, but it settled. It became this deep source of understanding, as his quiet acceptance took the place of that sharp initial agony.
So then one day, he's walking along the river, a path he's probably walked thousands of times, and he sees something that's just impossible. Something that goes against the very laws of nature and everything he knows to be true. The Ganges, this powerful, sacred river, a force of nature that has shaped the very land for ages, was at a complete standstill. Its powerful current, something no human could ever hope to control, was just gone, halted. So, that's the big question, right? What could possibly do this? What kind of power, divine or something else, could tell a goddess river to just stop? The king is obviously stunned, and he's drawn closer to figure out what's going on. And the source of this incredible sight? It's a boy. A young boy, standing there who with blinding speed and unbelievable skill has fired a volley of arrows into the water, creating a perfect, watertight dam. He's not struggling with the river, he's controlling it, almost like it's a game. As King Santanu is watching this, he sees two things at once in this child. There's this undeniable strength, the skill of a master warrior who can tame a force of nature. But at the same time, there's this deep calm, a serenity you'd expect from a wise old sage. It's a combination that basically screams divine. And of course, this is it. This is the moment the whole story has been building towards. The secret that the river has kept for 16 years is finally about to come out, and the king's long, patient wait is about to pay off. Just as the king's mind is trying to process what he's seeing, the river itself seems to part, and from the water rises Goddess Ganga, looking just as radiant as the day she left. In that one breathtaking moment, the past and the present just collide. And then comes the words he's been waiting to hear for so long. Ganga presents the boy to him. This is his son. The child of destiny, taken from him all those years ago, has come back to him, not as a baby, but as this young man with incredible power and grace. So where's he been this whole time? Well, his education was, literally divine. He wasn't just raised, he was forged. He learned wisdom from the greatest sages out there, he was trained in combat by celestial masters, and he mastered every scripture and divine weapon known to exist. He was basically being prepared for greatness from the day he was born. The goddess gives him his name, Devavrata, and the name itself means one who is devoted to the gods, which is just perfect.
It sums him up completely. He is the ultimate heir, a warrior without peer, a brilliant scholar, and finally, a son, returned to his father. And in this powerful, simple gesture, Ganga places Devavrata's hand into Santanu's. And with that physical connection, that reunion, all the tension is released. The impossible dam of arrows just vanishes, and the Ganges begins to flow freely and peacefully once again. Order has been restored.
But here's the thing. This reunion, it's not the end of the story. Not by a long shot. In fact, it's the real beginning. Devavrata's return to the kingdom is the spark that's going to set off a chain reaction of events that will shape history for generations. And this is a little hint of what's coming. His story is just getting started. This incredible warrior, this divine heir, is destined to make a choice. To take an oath so powerful, so absolute, that its consequences will just ripple through the entire epic. And really, that's the thought we're left with. What kind of promise, what kind of personal sacrifice could possibly be so huge that it becomes the defining moment not just for one man's life, but for an entire age? That is the question at the very heart of Devavrata's legendary destiny.